Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
A moment that shook millions. The day a snake broke a friendship. It wasn't just a pet. It wasn't just a visit. It was a moment so raw, so real. It shook the very heart of a legendary friendship. In a world overflowing with glamorous red carpets, adoring fans, and carefully crafted public images, there are stories that slip quietly beneath the surface, stories not about stardom, but about the fragile truth of being human. We unravel a tale that has captivated millions of fans, especially women who understand that behind every conflict lies something deeper: emotion, memory, fear. This isn't just about a disagreement. This is about Wang Yibo, the confident, ever-composed actor from the Untamed, and a moment of raw vulnerability that caught even his closest friend, Xiao Zhan, completely off guard. This is about a gift given in kindness that unlocked a painful memory. This is about a respected father, Mr. Xiao, stepping into a home with good intentions and leaving in silence and confusion. But most of all, this is about how quickly love can turn to hurt, and how even a simple gesture can open wounds that were never truly healed. So we ask, what would you do if your deepest fear walked right through your front door? Would your friends understand? Would your voice be heard? Stay with us, because what happened next is more than a rumor. It's a story of trauma, loyalty, and the invisible STO. Sometimes the things that hurt us most come wrapped in kindness. It was a day like any other. The air inside Wang Yibo's home was calm, gentle, familiar. The kind of day where laughter seems inevitable and the past feels distant. And then, without warning, the doorbell rang. Standing outside was Mr. Xiao, the father of Wang Yibo's longtime friend and co-star, Xiao Zhan. In his hands, a small cloth-covered box. No grand ceremony, just a quiet smile and a few warm words. He said he brought a companion. Something simple. Something thoughtful. Wang Yibo welcomed him in, perhaps expecting tea, stories, or an old man's wisdom. But what happened next would unravel everything. As the box was placed gently on the table, Mr. Xiao lifted the cloth with a father's pride, expecting delight. What lay beneath was a snake. Not venomous, not dangerous, but to Wang Yibo, it might as well have been a dagger to the heart. The room shifted. The color drained from his face. His body froze and then trembled. A childhood long buried came crashing back in the form of slithering skin and silent fear. His voice cracked, barely audible, as he pleaded for it to be taken away. But Mr. Xiao looked confused. Xiao Zhan looked hurt. And in a moment that none of them could undo, kindness turned into chaos. For some, it was just a pet. For Wang Yibo, it was a return to a moment he never wanted to relive. Not all battles are visible. Some are fought inside the heart, silent, unseen, and devastating. The moment the snake was revealed, Wang Yibo's world tilted. His breath grew shallow. His palms dampened. The charming actor we see on screen, the graceful dancer, the daring motorcyclist, was gone. In his place stood a frightened young man, face to face with a memory that refused to stay buried. You see, when Wang Yibo was only 7 years old, he was bitten by a snake during a family trip in the countryside. The pain was sharp, yes, but what followed was worse. Fevers, panic, weeks of recovery, and years of fear. A fear that didn't heal with time. That day, in his own home, surrounded by friends, that fear came back to life. He pleaded, not with anger, not with accusation, but with desperation. Please, please take it away. But trauma doesn't explain itself. It doesn't come with a label or a warning. To Xiao Zhan, watching his father's kind gesture be rejected so suddenly, it felt like humiliation. To Mr. Xiao, a man raised in traditions and pride, it seemed like ungratefulness. No one in that room saw the frightened boy inside the man. They only saw the reaction, not the reason. Why are you overreacting? Xiao Zhan snapped. It's just a harmless snake. You've embarrassed my father. And in those few words, so sharp, so final, a thread between friends began to fray. Words once spoken, especially in anger, leave echoes that linger long after the silence returns. The silence after the outburst was unbearable. Wang Yibo, still shaken, stood frozen. His hand clutched the edge of the table. Not for balance but for something solid, something that wouldn't turn on him the way the room just had. Across from him, Xiao Zhan's eyes burned with frustration. He loved Wang Yibo like a brother. But he loved his father too. A man who had never asked for applause, only respect. And now he felt that respect had been shattered. "If you can't even tolerate my father's kindness," Xiao Zhan said through clenched teeth, "maybe we've been pretending this friendship is stronger than it really is." The words stung more than any snake bite. Wang Yibo tried to speak, but grief and guilt wrapped around his throat. How could he explain something so invisible, so irrational to others but so real to him? His tears came quietly, not dramatic, not loud, just the slow fall of heartbreak. And yet, in that moment they made him look more human than ever. Mr. Xiao stood still, bewildered, perhaps ashamed. He hadn't meant harm. But the damage was done. With a heavy heart and unsaid words thick in the air, the elder turned to leave. Wang Yibo didn't stop him. He couldn't. The room felt colder after he stepped out, like a memory already turning into regret. And just like that, a visit meant to bring joy became a silence that could last a lifetime. People don't cry because they are weak. They cry because they've been strong for too long. That night, after the door closed behind Mr. Xiao, silence settled like dust in the corners of Wang Yibo's home. But it wasn't peace. It was the heavy quiet that follows pain. Not from a fight, but from being misunderstood by someone who matters. Alone now, Wang Yibo sat in the very chair where everything had gone wrong. His hands trembled not from the memory of the snake, but from something worse, the memory of not being believed. And perhaps that's what hurts the most. Not the fear, not even the confrontation, but the feeling that your deepest pain was dismissed as drama. You see, trauma doesn't always show itself in broken bones or bruised skin. Sometimes it's a trembling breath, a glance away, a quiet plea that no one hears because it isn't loud enough. To Xiao Zhan, the incident may have felt like disrespect. To his father, like rejection. But to Wang Yibo, it felt like abandonment. Like being 7 years old again. Lying in that hospital bed, eyes darting around the room for someone to say, "It's okay. I see your pain." But no one did then. And no one did now. And that is the hardest part of all. When a friend doesn't understand your fear, it can feel lonelier than facing that fear alone. And yet, somewhere deep in that sadness, a question still lingers. Can true friendship survive a silence this deep? True friendship is not about never falling, but about rising together after every fall. Despite the storm that rattled their bond, there remains a silver lining, the chance for healing and growth. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, two of China's most beloved stars, have shown us that even the strongest friendships are tested by life's unexpected challenges. Trauma, fear, and misunderstandings do not have to be the end of a relationship. They can become the foundation for deeper empathy, greater patience, and a more heartfelt connection. Imagine a friendship where vulnerability is met with kindness, where fears are embraced rather than judged, where mistakes are not weapons but lessons. For Wang Yibo, this painful episode may become a turning point, an opportunity to share his hidden fears openly, allowing Xiao Zhan and his family to understand and support him better. For Xiao Zhan, it is a moment to practice compassion beyond frustration, to see past the reaction and into the pain beneath. And for all of us watching from afar, it is a reminder. No matter our age, no matter our status, we all carry invisible battles. But those battles are easier when faced with understanding hearts. In the end, the story of Wang Yibo, Xiao Zhan, and the snake is more than gossip. It is a lesson in forgiveness, courage, and the beautiful complexity of human relationships. In every story, behind every rumor, lies a human heart beating with hope, pain, and the desire to be understood. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's friendship has captured the hearts of millions, not just because of their talent, but because they remind us of something truly universal, the fragility and strength of human connection. Their story, from laughter to tears, from misunderstanding to potential healing, teaches us that even icons of fame are not immune to life's challenges. They face the same fears, the same heartbreaks, the same need for acceptance as anyone else. For those of us watching, especially the wise and experienced women over 56, there's a gentle reminder here. Every relationship, no matter how strong, requires patience, empathy, and the courage to forgive. It encourages us to look beyond the surface, beyond gossip, beyond drama, and to embrace the complexity of people we admire, to honor their humanity as we honor our own. And maybe in doing so we can carry those lessons into our own lives, healing old wounds, opening new doors, and strengthening the bonds we hold dear. For this heartfelt exploration. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and tell us. Have you ever faced a fear or misunderstanding that tested a relationship? How did you overcome it? Your stories and voices make our community richer and stronger. Until next time, take care and remember, even in silence there is hope.